Most people don't fail because they are weak, they fail because they never start. You are not stuck, you are just comfortable with excuses, and if you keep waiting for the right time, you will be waiting for the rest of your life. Success does not belong to the smartest person or the luckiest one. It belongs to the person who shows up every single day even when they do not feel like it. The truth is, most people spend their entire lives planning, thinking, and dreaming, but they never take action. They tell themselves they will start tomorrow, but tomorrow turns into next week, next month, and then next year, and suddenly years are gone without progress. The reality is harsh but simple. Nobody is coming to save you. There is no perfect opportunity, no perfect timing, and no magical moment that will suddenly make everything easy. You either take action now or you stay exactly where you are. Look at people who are successful. They are not special, they are not different. They simply started when they were scared, confused, and unprepared, and that is what separates them from everyone else. You do not need more information, you do not need more motivation, and you definitely do not need to keep watching videos hoping something will change. What you need is action. Even the smallest step taken today is more powerful than 1,000 ideas that stay in your head. Discipline will always beat motivation because motivation fades quickly, but discipline builds consistency, and consistency builds results. Think about how many opportunities you have missed just because you were waiting to feel ready. But the truth is you will never feel ready, and that is exactly why you must start now. Growth only happens when you move forward despite fear, despite doubt, and despite uncertainty. So the real question is not whether you can succeed. The real question is whether you are willing to leave your comfort zone and become the person your goals require. The life you want demands a stronger, more focused, and more disciplined version of you, and the only way to become that person is to take action today, not tomorrow, not later, but right now. And once you start, something powerful begins to happen. You realize that action creates clarity, not the other way around. Most people wait to feel confident before they begin, but confidence is built after you take action, not before. Every step you take, no matter how small, starts to shape a new version of you, a version that no longer runs from challenges but faces them head-on. At first, it will feel uncomfortable, even painful, because growth always demands change, and change forces you out of your comfort zone. But that discomfort is a sign that you are moving forward while others stay stuck. The truth is, success is not about one big moment. It is about small, consistent actions repeated every single day. The people you admire did not wake up successful one morning. They built their success in silence, through discipline, sacrifice, and relentless focus. While others were distracted, they were working. While others were complaining, they were improving. And while others were waiting, they were executing. This is the mindset you need to adopt if you truly want to change your life. Stop comparing your beginning to someone else's success, because you are only seeing the result, not the years of effort behind it. Focus on your own path, your own progress, and your own growth. There will be days when you feel like quitting, days when nothing seems to work, and days when you doubt yourself. But those are the days that define you. Anyone can move forward when things are easy, but real winners keep going when everything feels hard. You have to decide that no matter what happens, you will not stop. Not when it gets difficult, not when you feel tired, and not when others doubt you. Because in the end, success is not about talent, it is about persistence. It is about showing up again and again, even when you do not see immediate results. And one day, all those small efforts will compound into something working. While others were complaining, they were improving, and while others were waiting, they were executing. This is the mindset you need to adopt if you truly want to change your life. Stop comparing your beginning to someone else's success, because you are only seeing the result, not the years of effort behind it. Focus on your own path, your own progress, and your own growth. There will be days when you feel like quitting, days when nothing seems to work, and days when you doubt yourself, but those are the days that define you. Anyone can move forward when things are easy, but real winners keep going when everything feels hard. You have to decide that no matter what happens, you will not stop. Not when it gets difficult, not when you feel tired, and not when others doubt you. Because in the end, success is not about talent, it is about persistence. It is about showing up again and again, even when you do not see immediate results. And one day, all those small efforts will compound into something powerful, something undeniable. That is the moment when people will call you lucky, but they will never see the struggle, the discipline, and the consistency that got you there. So stop waiting, stop overthinking, and stop doubting yourself. Start now, stay consistent, and trust the process, because your future is being built by what you do today, not what you plan to do tomorrow. And as you keep going, you will begin to notice something that most people never experience. You will start to trust yourself. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are proving to yourself that you can keep moving forward no matter what happens. This self-trust is more powerful than any external motivation, because once you have it, you no longer depend on others to push you, you become your own source of drive. The journey will test you in ways you cannot imagine. It will challenge your patience, your discipline, and your mindset, but every challenge is shaping you into someone stronger. Understand this clearly. Success is not a straight line. It is messy, unpredictable, and often frustrating, but that is what makes it valuable. If it were easy, everyone would have it, but the fact that most people quit is exactly why you must not. You have to develop the ability to keep going even when you feel like you are not making progress, because progress is not always visible. Sometimes you are growing internally, building resilience, strengthening your mindset, and preparing for bigger opportunities that are coming your way. The problem is, most people quit right before things start to change. They give up at the exact moment when their breakthrough is close. Do not be that person. Stay in the game longer than everyone else, because time and consistency will give you an unfair advantage. While others stop, you continue. While others slow down, you push forward, and eventually that difference becomes massive. Also remember, your environment matters. If you surround yourself with negativity, doubt, and excuses, it will slowly destroy your progress. But if you surround yourself with growth, learning, and action, it will push you to levels you never thought possible. Protect your mindset like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. What you think daily becomes what you believe, and what you believe shapes your actions. Replace doubt with focus, replace fear with action, and replace excuses with discipline. You are capable of far more than you think, but you will never discover that potential if you keep playing small. It is time to raise your standards, to demand more from yourself, and to stop settling for less than what you deserve. Because at the end of the day, the biggest risk is not failing. The biggest risk is living a life where you never even tried. And that is a regret you do not want to carry. So take control, take responsibility, and take action, because your future is waiting for the version of you that decides to stop hesitating and finally step up. And the moment you truly commit to this path, everything begins to change, not instantly, not magically, but steadily and undeniably. You start to see the world differently. You begin to understand that excuses are nothing more than stories you tell yourself to stay comfortable. Comfort is the enemy of growth, and the longer you stay in it, the harder it becomes to break free. But once you push past that initial resistance, you unlock a level of focus and determination that most people never reach. You begin to realize that discipline is not a punishment, it is a form of self-respect. It is a decision that your goals matter more than your temporary feelings. And that is where most people lose. They choose comfort over progress, they choose distraction over discipline, and they choose excuses over responsibility. But you are not here to be average, you are here to become something greater. Every early morning you wake up when you do not feel like it, every time you choose to work instead of wasting time, every moment you push through resistance, you are building a version of yourself that is unstoppable. Understand this clearly. Nobody will see your struggle in the beginning. Nobody will clap for you when you are putting in the work behind the scenes, and nobody will understand the sacrifices you are making. But that is part of the journey. You must learn to work in silence and let your results make the noise. Because when success finally shows up, people will only see the outcome, not the process. They will call it luck, they will say you had an advantage, but you will know the truth. You will know how many times you wanted to quit, how many times you failed, and how many times you kept going anyway. That is what builds real confidence. Not words, not motivation, but proof through action. And once you reach that level, you become unstoppable, because you are no longer driven by emotion, you are driven by purpose. Your focus becomes sharper, your habits become stronger, and your mindset becomes unbreakable. You stop seeking validation from others, and you start proving things to yourself. That shift alone will change your entire life. So do not slow down now, do not get distracted, and do not go back to your old habits. Keep pushing, keep improving, and keep evolving, because the person you are becoming is worth every second of effort. And remember, this is not just about success. This is about becoming someone you are proud of, someone who took control of their life and refused to settle for less. So stay locked in, stay focused, and most importantly, keep going because you are closer than you think. And as you continue on this journey, you will come to understand one of the most important truths of all, that everything you are looking for is on the other side of consistency. Not motivation, not talent, not luck, but consistency. Doing the work when you feel good, and more importantly, doing the work when you do not feel like it at all. That is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. There will be moments when progress feels slow, when results are invisible, and when your efforts seem like they are going nowhere, but those are the moments that matter the most. Because that is where character is built. Anyone can stay committed when things are exciting, but very few people can stay consistent when things become repetitive and boring. And that is exactly why most people fail, not because they are incapable, but because they are inconsistent. You must train your mind to understand that success is not always exciting. It is often repetitive, disciplined, and quiet. It is waking up and doing the same things again and again, even when there is no immediate reward. But over time, those small actions begin to stack, they begin to multiply, and they begin to create results that once seemed impossible. This is the power of compounding effort. One day of discipline may not change your life, but hundreds of days will. One small improvement may seem insignificant, but repeated over time, it becomes transformation. And that is how real success is built, not in a single moment, but through daily commitment. You also need to understand that failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of it. Every mistake, every setback, and every loss is teaching you something valuable, if you are willing to learn. The only true failure is quitting, because the moment you quit, you guarantee that nothing will change. But if you keep going, if you keep learning, and if you keep improving, then success becomes inevitable. It is only a matter of time. So stop fearing failure, stop avoiding challenges, and start embracing the process. Because the process is where you grow, it is where you become stronger, and it is where you develop the mindset needed to handle success when it finally comes. At the end of the day, your life is the result of your choices, your habits, and your actions. If you want a different life, you must become a different person. Someone who is disciplined, focused, and committed. And that transformation does not happen overnight. It happens daily, through the choices you make when nobody is watching. So make the decision right now to stop settling, to stop delaying, and to stop doubting yourself. Step into your potential, take control of your future, and keep moving forward no matter what, because everything you want is already within your reach. You just have to be willing to work for it. And when you finally reach a point where you look back at your journey, you will realize that the biggest battle was never outside. It was always within you. It was the voice in your head telling you to quit, to slow down, to take it easy, to wait for a better time. That voice has stopped more dreams than failure ever could. And the moment you learn to control that voice, the moment you stop negotiating with your excuses, you take full control of your life. Because at the end of the day, discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want right now. It is saying no to distractions, no to comfort, and no to the easy path so you can say yes to your future. Most people know what they need to do, they just do not do it consistently. That is the difference. Knowledge is everywhere, but execution is rare. And that is why execution pays, execution wins, and execution transforms lives. You have to become someone who does not just talk about goals but attacks them daily. Someone who does not wait for motivation but creates momentum through action. Because once you build momentum, everything becomes easier. The hardest part is always the beginning, pushing past resistance, breaking old habits, and stepping into the unknown. But once you are moving, once you are consistent, once you are focused, you become unstoppable. Your energy changes, your mindset shifts, and your entire life begins to align with your actions. You start attracting better opportunities, better people, and better results, not by luck, but because you have become a better version of yourself. And that is the ultimate goal, not just success, but transformation. Becoming someone who is disciplined, resilient, focused, and driven. Someone who does not break under pressure but grows stronger because of it. So do not underestimate how powerful you can become if you simply refuse to quit. Do not underestimate what your life can look like if you stay consistent for 1 year, 2 years, or even 5 years. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day, but underestimate what they can achieve in a few years of relentless focus. This is your reminder that time will pass anyway, so you can either use it to build something meaningful or waste it staying the same. The choice is yours, and it always has been. So choose growth, choose discipline, choose action, and most importantly, choose yourself. Because one day, the version of you that you are becoming right now will either thank you or regret you. And that decision is being made by what you do today. So start now, stay consistent, and never look back, because your future is depending on it.